Hey guys, I wanted to talk about the state of the game right now because I've been kind of burnt out on playing it, period. Essentially, the issue is that the meta has kind of been the same thing for, I don't know, literally since I started playing the game like a couple days after it came out, right? It's basically, when I played originally, it was Dagger and nobody knew about Longsword, and then everyone knows about Longsword now, but Dagger got rebuffed to where it's just broken again. And then, obviously you have like Great Sword spam, because Great Sword stun formation is obnoxious, but Ray for itself isn't that good. And then you have like, you know, only one character taking up like 40 slots every single match in Matari, and they didn't really they nerfed her, but like they left her alone for the next patch, even though she was still taking up 40 slots, and it's just really boring. When you play other characters, you actually have like risks you have to take, and you can get put in bad situations to make you lose. So Matari doesn't worry about any of that. People claim that you just chase Batari and it's free, whatever, but that's complete bullshit. If Batari just runs away instantly, not at like 1 HP, then like you're never gonna kill her when she tries to run. Unless you're on like an open field. And in that case, then you can actually kill her. Or if she's like a 1 HP, you can just bow her when she tries to grapple away, she has to ult and stuff. But like, the thing is, they just blink onto buildings or into a building, and this game doesn't really work very well. That's why all the Matari players drop place, like, Matari wants to drop, like, Celestra, or, like, a Shipwreck, or Mushroom, like, always, because there's so many buildings they can abuse. And it's like Tarka and Viper are also really good. Don't get me wrong, like, you could only, like, play those three characters, though. And realistically, Tarka and Viper are much higher risk. Even with, like, Tarka having his infinite and whatnot, and like a pretty good escape tool in his ultimate, like, and it's really hard to deal with, but he's still like higher risk, right? If you don't have ultimate, you're kind of just screwed. It gets really, really stale playing against Longsword when it's so oppressive while being so easy, and like Dagger when it's so oppressive and being so easy. And like, the combo from Dagger would be a lot harder for people to do if you couldn't just buffer everything. Like, you can't like buffer other combos, so I don't know how you can buffer that one. Well, you can probably buffer some combos, but like, you shouldn't be able to buffer that thing. And like, you can't like play off reaction versus Dagger either. It's just obnoxious. It just gets really, really boring. It's just the same thing. Like, I had like a lot of fun before, at least, because like, I could just like have fun with Katana, you know? Like, obviously I was like using Longsword before, until it started to become like really popular, and like mix that in with Katana, and that was like really fun for me. But it's just like, they didn't touch Longsword like at all. Like, they did some bug fixes, which helps, but like, none of them really mattered. It's still the same exact weapon. Meanwhile, Katana, with its like one strength, it was just nerfed like super hard, and it's kind of boring now. You almost always just do grab combo or grapple combo. It's just not that exciting. I know, like, if people who don't know that it's in the game or practice it, it's like cool still, and that's great and all, but like, to me, it's just not that fun. Like, they like removed what was really fun with the game for me with that, right? And I like to have fun with like new characters and stuff, and like, Valda was really cool at first, and she's still pretty cool, but it's like, I play character is so bad compared to like Tarka and Viper, like, comparatively, and she's like only like a tier below them, I think, and it's just like, it's so hard, and like, those characters are bad compared to Matari, right? And it's just, I'm so bored of it. Now, that being said, though, like, the game isn't dead. Like, people who nonstop call every game dead, like, I don't know what you guys are up to. Alright, yeah, I do know what you're up to, but like, come on, get over it. Like, the game, if I go check like Steam charts like right now, I will go see Steam charts. Naraka. Holy crap! That one game's popping off. The 24-hour peak for Naraka is 126,000 players, and I know that's Chinese players mainly. And like, let's see, when are peak hours for America? What, probably like 17 or so. Like, I know there's only like maybe like 20 to 10k in America playing at these hours and stuff. That's still like a good player base. It's not really enough for like a BR to feel sustainable, right? And that's understandable. But like it's not dead by any means. And like it'll probably peak up in popularity when the next patch actually drops. But speaking of patches, I don't like the patch direction, if that wasn't obvious when I was talking about katana changes and stuff like that, where they just like overbuffed like dagger even though it was actually fine the patch before. Like every weapon needs to be broken. Like all your weapons should just have its like utility and use and playstyle that people like. But like they just left the longsword basically alone, even though it's clearly overpowered. Like everyone knows it's overpowered. It's overpowered in the Chinese servers too. It's overpowered in any server. It's just some people literally don't want to use it because it's so like flawed, glaringly just way better than everything else. Same with dagger. I don't want to use it either. So I just find up using katana, and like katana has like a hard to use neutral or whatever. Not really. I wouldn't say it's hard to use. It's just that it's not very good to compensate for its damage. Where like longsword basically does the same damage as a katana, and dagger does way more damage than like katana now, reliably. And it's just like I don't know. It feels like wrong to me what they did, and like there was no like real character changes that were impactful. They didn't remove Tarka's really easy infinite. All they had to do was change sliding uppercut. It would have changed other infinites in the game too. Like it's okay, it's sliding uppercut katana. It's whatever. They didn't change that at all to make it so Tarka has to do like creative combos if he wants to kill you in his ultimate. It left basically longsword untouched. Like the parry changes to it, besides the fact you don't get hit as much anymore, if at all. Unless they're really laggy is like nice, but you can't really punish sword waves still. It doesn't matter. The only thing you can do to punish sword waves is tap dodge through it and then hit them. Right. And it's just not very fun. It's just every game's the same thing. It's just Matari, Longsword, or Tarka's Infinite. And then, you know, Vipers think that their character isn't broken, but she is too. That's why I picked her up. And like the issue with Viper though is she's a little bit harder to play, I think, than the other two. Even if like it is just F mashing, like you still have to like know what you're doing. Right, at least you have to like actually know like combos and stuff when you F mash and like when to F mash and like where the gaps are and all that fun stuff. Like it's just I'm so tired of just the same thing every single game, you know. Or like I've grinded games before. Like I was an Overwatch pro in the past. Like I played like 14 different metas probably, even though there's only 3 main metas in that game, and like I played a lot of League of Legends, right? I was like Diamond 1 in that game, or like Master Tier, like Low Masters, like earlier on in the game. And like that game really kept my interest for a very long time. Like now I can't play it anymore, but like I've only put a couple hundred hours into Naraka, and it's already just so stale. And like that just makes it so I don't really want to play much. And it can make it very like hard to be motivated to really like get on to try to make content unless I just like figure something out randomly in training range and just have some fun.